meristems, like what are the meristems? That are the dividing regions where cells divides. Now what are the main chief characteristics of meristems? So here cells are small, cells are usually cubical, cell wall is thin, nuclei are large, vacuoles almost absent, no intercellular space, dense cytoplasm. The cells actively divide, adding new cells, and new cells thus produced are transformed into mature permanent tissues. So let us start with the first one. Cells are small. So students, if I talk about the meristem tissues, so here as why the cells are small, like it is the characteristic of meristem that cells are small. So why did the cells should be small? Because if the cells will be, as they have their dividing regions, means cell divides very fast and forms the new cells. So if you see the large cell, so it will be more stable than the smaller cells. So because of that, meristematic tissues have a small cell. As they are not very stable, they can divide so fast. Now cells are usually cubical, means that if you see the cells of meristem, they are usually cubical. How? As initially the cells will be in circular, but after some time when they become densely packed, they may take the shape of cuboid. Now cell wall is thin. So as what is cell wall? So cell wall provides a protective covering to the cell. So as they are the dividing tissues, so if the cell wall will become thick, so they won't be easily divide. So for the division, what they need? They need a little less protective covering. So because of that, the cell wall is also thin in the meristematic tissues. Now nuclei are large. Now the thing is, why nuclei should be large? So students, because as what is the role of nuclei? So as we know that nuclei, as you must be knowing that nucleus is the region where cell division takes place. So this is the most prominent region of cell where the cell division takes place. So because of that, nuclei will be more prominent and large in the meristematic tissues. Now vacuoles almost absent. Now if you see the vacuoles, why should it be absent in meristematic tissues? Why are they absent? So if you see the what is the property of vacuole? The one is storage of food and another one is provides rigidity. It provides the rigidity. So storage of food, it doesn't need, as they are the dividing cells. They do not need rigidity. Why? Because if the cell become more rigid, they won't be easily divide. So because the meristematic tissues not need even storage of food, neither rigidity. Means both the things is not important for the meristematic tissues. That's why vacuoles are absent in meristematic tissues. Now the next is no intercellular space. So if you see the meristematic tissues, they are densely packed. They are something like this. Cells will be divide again and again. So what you can see that they are densely packed. They do not have any intercellular space. So because of that, they do not have any intercellular space because they are dividing fast. Now dense cytoplasm. So what is cytoplasm? So if you recall, cytoplasm is a liquid fluid-like structure in cell. So if it will be very watery, so cells won't be easily stable. But if the cytoplasm will be dense, they will be easily stable themselves into the meristematic region. So because of that, the cytoplasm will be dense. Now, so these are the few characteristics. Cell are small, as the big cells are more stable. So because of that, the cells will be small. Cells are usually cubical. Now cell wall is thin because they are dividing. They do not need a lot of protective covering. So because of that, cell wall is also thin. Nuclei are large, as nucleus is the region where the cells divide. So because of that, here nucleus will be large. Vacuoles almost absent because the meristematic tissues do not need storage of food and they do not need any kind of rigidity, because rigidity will play a difficulty in dividing tissues. Now, no in dividing cells. no intercellular space, because as they are densely packed structure, they are closely packed, so they do not need any kind of intercellular space. Now dense cytoplasm, because the cytoplasm, when it will be dense, the cells can be easily stable themselves. Now the last one is the cells actively divide, adding new cells. Means if I talk about the meristematic tissues, so this is the region where the cells actively divide, and they will form the new tissues. So if it is earlier it will be like this, so after some time the plant will grow like this. Means they will divide, and these cells, as earlier I have also discussed, so the cells which will be inside the meristem will be called the initials, because they are dividing in the dividing region. But the next one is new cells thus produced are transformed into mature permanent tissues. Now what would happen when the cells will start dividing? As earlier I also told you that some cells will be pushed outside, right? So these cells will be called the derivatives. Now, so when these derivatives, after some time, what would happen? They will become mature, the characteristics will get changed, and they will become the permanent tissues. And they won't divide after, when they will come out from the meristematic region or dividing region. So these are the few chief characteristics of the meristematic tissues. Cells are small, usually cubical. Cell wall is thin, nuclei are large, vacuoles almost absent, there will be no intercellular space, dense cytoplasm will be present. The cell which will be active will form the new cells after adding and dividing, and the cells which will be pushed out from the meristematic region, they will change their characteristics and will become the permanent tissues, and they will stop dividing. So it is all about the characteristics of meristematic tissues.
Lot of students waste their precious time watching cartoons, movies, reality shows on TV. Then they waste their time on social networking sites. When the students sit to study, they are unable to concentrate to get your studies finished, and they get low marks in exams. Parents shell out tons of money from their pockets for coaching classes. But who knows what is taught in these classes? Teachers at times get bugged up when you ask them questions. YouTube has a lot of information but little of use. This is where Study Spectrum TV channel comes in picture. Every chapter explained by different teachers with different examples and repeat telecasts. We remember 20% of the audio ads we hear, 30% of the printed items we see. But we remember 70% of the audio visuals. That is why video teaching is a powerful medium to learn. After watching Study Spectrum TV channel, you get a peaceful sleep with no tensions and no worries. You devote less time towards your studies and you get better marks in your exams. Visit us on www.studyspectrum.com. Follow us on Facebook. So what are you waiting for? Subscribe for Study Spectrum TV channel and keep edifying.
So students, now we are moving towards meristematic tissues. Again can be classified into three categories. So first will be apical meristem, intercalary meristem and lateral meristem. So if you see the apical meristem, apical means they will be present at the apex or tip. So this kind of dividing region will be present at the top of the tip of the root and shoot. So here, now if I talk about apical meristem, means this region will be this root shoot of the plant, and it will also be present at the root of the plant. Intercalary meristem means the intercalary meristem will be present at the internodes. Means which region will be the internodes? So then these region will be nodes and this is nodes. So the space between the two nodes will be internodes. So the intercalary region will be present at the internodes. Whereas if I talk about the lateral meristem, so lateral means it is also showing the position of the plant. So this kind of dividing region will be present at the lateral side of the plant. So this region will include the lateral meristem. Now let us start with the apical meristem. So apical meristem means they will be present at the tip or the top of the stem or at the top of the root. So generally what happens when number and size of the cell will be increased. Suppose that this is the top of the plant. So when the number of cells and size will be increased, what would happen? The growth will take place. At what region? At the region of root and shoot. Now, so this is about the apical meristem, locate near the tips of root and stem. So it will be present something here and something here. So because of that, the plant will grow vertically, upward and downward. Upward means it will be there will be growth in the shoot region, and downward the growth will take place at the root of the plant. So because of that result, root and stem length increases. So this is about the apical meristem. So here we have discussed how many kind of meristem tissues are present. It can be apical meristem according to their position. So apical meristem means it will be present at the top of the plant, or the tip of means the tip of the plant, means it can be present at the shoot of the tip or the tip of the root. Now intercalary meristem means means there will be something in between. Interspace means in between. If there is node, so they will be present at the internodes. So intercalary in itself saying means there will be space between two. So if I talk about intercalary meristem, they will be present between the two nodes, and that region will be called the intercalary nodes. Next, lateral meristem. So this is also according to the position of the plant. So this kind of meristem will be present something here, lateral side of the plant. So this is about the how many kind of meristems tissues are present. Apical meristem, intercalary meristem and lateral meristem. Again we have discussed about the apical meristem means this kind of dividing region, as meristem means the dividing place. So this kind of dividing region will be present at the, whether it can be present at the tip of the shoot or tip of the root. So because of these dividing region, root will increase in size, whereas shoot will increase in size. So this is about the apical meristem. So students, now we are going to discuss about the intercalary meristem. As earlier I told you, intercalary means it will be present in between something. So as the plants have nodes and internodes, so suppose that it is leaves, so here the growth will be present something here, and they arises from the internodes. That's why they are called the intercalary meristem. As how we have classified these meristem into apical meristem, intercalary meristem and lateral meristem, based on which region plant's meristem is found, we classified the meristem tissues into three groups: apical, intercalary and lateral. So intercalary means this meristem will be present something at this place between nodes and internodes. So here actually it is responsible for the they are present at the base of the leaves and internodes of the twigs, and the result increases the size of leaves and branches. Suppose that this is a plant, so this region will be node, so this will be internode. So its leaves will be present arises from here, so this here something, this intercalary meristem will be present, and they are also responsible for the growth of branches, like they will grow something like this. So they will form the new twigs. They will form something like, suppose that it is node, it is internode, so the branches will grow like this and they will form the new twigs. So this is about the intercalary meristem. Actually they are responsible for the increase in to the growth of leaves and the branches, and other than this, what we can say, they will give rise to a new twigs. So this is about the intercalary meristem. Now Next one is lateral meristem. Now lateral, again it is about the position of the plant. So here, if it is a plant, so lateral meristem will be present at the lateral side of the plant. So they will be present something here. So that's why this kind, and the lateral meristem is also called the cambium. So as you must be knowing that cambium is responsible for the secondary growth in plant. So how we can say that what is primary growth and what is secondary growth? So if the growth is taking place vertically, means at the region of stem and at the region of root, the growth will be the primary growth. But if I talk about cambium or lateral meristem, so they are situated below the bark. Suppose that this is a plant, so this region there is a bark, this region is called the bark. So below the bark there will be a cambium, and which will be responsible for the increase in the diameter of the stem. Means if the stem is earlier stem will be of this size, so after some time it will be something like this. So this region, actually the cambium is responsible for the width of the plant, and this kind of growth or this kind of region is called the growth is called the secondary growth in plant. So lateral meristem or cambium will be responsible for the secondary growth in plants, and this region is means they are increases in girth. Cambium is responsible for the increasement of girth in plant. So what we can say, girth of roots and stem increases because of lateral meristem and results secondary growth in plants. So if you see the roots of the plant, so when we plant the particular kind of plant, roots are so thin and small, but when they become tree, is it easy to take out the particular kind of plant, root out the plant? No. Why? Because the roots become more strong and they also takes the secondary growth. Why? Because the lateral meristem or cambium is present. So because of that, girth of roots and stem increases, or width of the root and stem increases, and that's why we say that the lateral meristem is responsible for the secondary growth of the plant. So secondary growth means the width of the plant is increasing, or the plant is increasing in its diameter. So this is about the how many kind of meristematic tissues and their position, and according to their position, meristematic tissues are divided into three groups. Apical meristem. Apical means these kind of meristem region or dividing region will be present at the tip of the plant. It can be present at the tip of the stem, whereas tip of the root, and they will be responsible for the vertical growth of the plant or increasing in stem of the plant or the root of the plant. Whereas if I talk about intercalary meristem, means it will be present between the nodes and internodes, and basically they are responsible for the increasing of leaves and branches or increasement of twigs. Why? Because they are present at this region. Like if it is leaves, so they will be present here, and they will be responsible to increase in the branches. Now again, last was the lateral meristem, that is cambium, and it will be responsible for the secondary growth in plant. Why? Because these are present at the lateral position of the plant. That's why they are called the lateral meristem, and they are responsible for the and because of these meristem, the diameter of the stem or girth of the stem increases, or girth of the root stem increases. So when the girth of the stem increases, it means the plant is taking secondary growth. So this is all about the types of meristematic tissues. earlier we have discussed about the meristematic tissues, types of meristematic tissues. So meristematic means they will be divided. But if I talk about permanent tissues, means they have their specific size or shape. They will not change their shape. Permanent means it cannot be changed. So what are the permanent tissues and what is their characteristics? Means they have lost, these permanent tissues have lost their ability to divide or multiply. Next, take a specific function known as permanent tissue as they have permanent shape, size and function. Process of taking up a permanent shape, size and function is called the differentiation. So let us start with the first one. Like why they lost their ability to divide or multiply. So what happens as if it is a meristematic region, or suppose that this is a box, that is called the meristematic region. Now cells are dividing here, as earlier we have discussed about it. After some time what happens? Some cells pushed out from this region. They will call the derivatives. So these cells will call the derivatives. Right? And the cells which will be remain inside the meristematic region will call the initials. So the cells which will be present inside the meristem will be divided throughout their life. They have the ability to divide. But the cells which will come out from this meristematic region or will be thrown away from the meristematic region will lose their ability to divide. Because why? Because they are now no more in the dividing region. So because of that they will lose their ability to divide or multiply. Next, take a specific function as they are derivatives. Now they are not going to divide anymore. So after that they start doing some specific functions. After getting mature, they stop dividing and they will start doing some specific functions. Next, known as permanent tissues as they have permanent shape, size and function. So why they are called the permanent tissues? Because now as after throwing away from this meristematic region, they got some permanent shape, size and function. Like as earlier when they were in dividing region, they were continuously they were dividing and they do not have some other work. But when they thrown away from the meristematic region, they stopped dividing, they got mature and they found a permanent shape, size and function. Now the process of taking up a permanent shape, size and function is called the differentiation. Now the most important thing is differentiation. So what is this differentiation? So the process through which these derivative cells become a permanent tissues, means these derivatives through which process they become a permanent, that procedure will be called the differentiation. Like derivatives to permanent tissue. Permanent tissue. So this process through which these derivatives will become a permanent tissue will call the differentiation. So that's why we have written here the process of taking up a permanent shape, size and function is called the differentiation. Means what is differentiation? Means the cell will take a particular kind of shape, size and it will perform that specific function. Means over and all it will get the new look. Means what would happen? The derivative cells will become mature, they will change to a permanent tissue. Because of that they will get the permanent shape, size and function. So that's why they will get the new look. So that's why the cells which become permanent shape, size and function will call, that process is called the differentiation. So here we have discussed about the permanent tissues. Means they will lose their ability to divide or multiply as till the cells will be in the meristematic region. They will divide and will form the more cells, and the plant will grow. But after some time, when they will thrown away from that region, they will become the derivatives, and they will stop dividing. They will lose their ability to divide or multiply, because they are no more in that region. So that's why they will lose their ability. And why they are called the permanent tissues? Now, after coming out or after pushing out from that region, they got the particular kind of shape, size and specific function. So because of that, they are called the permanent tissue. Now, differentiation. So this process is called the differentiation, becoming derivative to permanent. So the process through which the derivatives will become a permanent, they will get the permanent shape, size and function, or you can say that they will get the new look as well. So this will be called these kind of tissues will be called the permanent tissues. So students, here we have seen the difference between the meristematic tissues and permanent tissues. The meristematic tissues will divide throughout their life. They will be divide only. Why? Because meristos means only divide. It is a kind of Greek word, means they have not any specific function. They will just divide and the plant will grow. And they can be of three types according to their region where they are found, like apical meristem, and they are present at the tip of the stem and root, whereas so they will be responsible for the growth of the plant. Whereas intercalary meristem means they will be present between the something, as the name suggests, intercalary. So they will be present between the nodes and internodes, and they will be responsible for the increase of branch, twigs and leaves. Whereas if I talk about lateral meristem, so it means it is called a cambium, and it is responsible for the secondary growth. Why? Because they are present at the lateral side of plants, and they are responsible for the growth of the diameter of the stem or girth of the stem and root. Whereas if I talk about permanent tissues, so they will be a specialized tissues. They have their specific function, specific shape and specific size, and the process through which derivatives will become a permanent, will get the permanent shape, size and function. That process is called the differentiation.